Welcome to the While My Batteries Charge podcast. Join us as we talk about all things radio control. And now, your host,
folks, this man, he is the king.
Mr. CCXRC himself, Tony CC.
Hey, what is going on, you guys? How are ya? I am doing great, grand, fantastic, and I hope you are as well. The dust is settling. Things are feeling good. I've led a lot of things. I stayed away from social media for a bit. That helped. It's tough when it's kind of become my job, but I had to stay away from it. The drama was just too much for me, and it was not putting me in a good place. And I'm in a good place again, and so that's why I'm feeling fantastic. I took down the last podcast. It was up for a little bit, and things changed in some ways. So the one thing, that I'd been saying all along through all of this is, man, I just wish somebody would have reached out. So I emailed them because I wanted to give them the same kind of courtesy that I was hoping to get. And so I reached out first by phone to Traxxas, and then also I messaged them. They told me to email them and, do attention legal. And so I did that, and then I wrote them a letter kind of explaining everything that happened and why I was disappointed and different things. And they reached out back to me and said that, that they have third-party people that do this kind of stuff, and it wasn't known to them that it even happened until they saw everything on social media. And then they said that they took quick action to, one, rescind the strikes against us, to kind of pull that from a lot of us small guys that were just doing parts and stuff. But then also they put up a website to help clarify how they want Aftermarket to list their products. Something as simple as putting your name ahead of it, so that even if you say for Traxxas, whatever. So I had just done like 8G diff covers for Traxxas TRX4M, which wasn't good enough because in their eyes, some people might have thought that it was like a genuine Traxxas part, and that's kind of the issue with it. So I was trying to remove my name because on my website, pretty much most of what I've sold is my stuff and has my logo on it. And I thought it was obvious, and it felt redundant to have CCXRC at the front of every single product on my own site. And you don't see a lot of companies do that. So I was kind of falling in line with how that goes. And so, I've pulled the last podcast, which kind of talked about it, and they said that they want, and I'd been saying like they felt faceless and they don't feel like they actually want people supporting their products and doing aftermarket. And they said nothing can be further from the truth. They want that. They just need for it to be done a certain way. So they have a website up now that you can look at for how to market your stuff and to fall in line with that. I caught a lot of flack from people through it all, both ways. And that was the hard part, I think, to deal with. And, people basically, saying I'm, copyright infringer and I'm breaking, like they weren't taking the time to understand the nuances of it, and that what we were doing technically was wrong, but it wasn't that the parts we were making were wrong. It was the verbiage of how we said it. And some of the attacks, felt really odd, seeing as, some of the people that were saying that run stores and do other things, were saying, well, you just have to follow, do things the right way, and you should understand copyright law before you do things. And then you look at their site and things that they list for, whether it might not be Traxxas stuff, but it doesn't actually follow what would technically be copyright law. If everybody wanted to come down on it, if Axie wanted to come down on it, if FMS wanted to come down on it, if Team Associated, if anybody wanted to come down on it, Losi, whatever, for people selling parts for their vehicles, so many people do it wrong. And so that's where the confusion came in. We were kind of following stuff, and it's not super simple even when you look at the law. how it all works. And so people trying to claim that we were just dumb and didn't know what we were doing. I looked into stuff. I tried to follow suit with how other people were doing things as well. And because even the people saying that we should follow copyright, and it was as simple as just a simple copyright thing, they have stuff listed wrong too. So it may not be Traxxas, it may not be getting their door knocked on, but they're technically not following it. So that kind of stuff was just really frustrating to me. I'm in a good place with it now. I'm still not going to be selling stuff for Traxxas on my website at this point. I'm pretty much getting rid of a lot of it through eBay. Because if they come after for something like this, I just feel like they're always on the prowl looking for something. And I just don't want to get wrapped up in something that's going to put me out for another week like it pretty much did. Most of a business week from Sunday night till Friday, being down. So, or Tuesday, from Tuesday till late Friday, the site was down. So the good part of the week, because that's when my main sales happen, are pretty much Tuesday to Friday. And then I usually play catch up through the weekend to get stuff out on Monday. Monday's usually slow, but then Tuesday through. So it was pretty painful to have it down for that time. And on top of it, be in the middle of some really big other projects, taxes coming, and it was a pretty tough time. And so I can laugh about it now. I can, whatever. I'm still just choosing out of my own safety and security and the security blanket that I want over this stuff, to one, follow those guidelines for other companies, so I don't just get hit with it out of the blue somewhere down the line. But also, that's kind of where things lie. And we're still going to keep doing stuff with the store, keep pushing new stuff. I'll actually be looking into moving into some FMS line stuff to add more, because what I like is brass, and so I want to add more brass components to the FMS line so that I want to use it more, as well as Hobby Plus. And so those are some directions that I'm looking to head and have stuff made. And so, yeah, it's just safer at the time. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Anyway, let's move on and let's talk about a couple of fun RC stuff that I didn't know existed and was super excited to find. One of them being the Kyosho Mini Z Land Rover Defender 90, the D90 Heritage, and it looks fantastic. I opted for the Heritage version of it with the paint job, that kind of green-white. They have it in other colors as well. They've got like green, like dark green and white with the black grill, and then they've got like a gray and silver, or gray and black, I guess. Not silver, gray and black edition as well. And so, yeah, super good looking. And they lowered the price on them. They're now $170. They used to be $199 when the Mini Zs first came out. So I feel like a better price point, and they're super scale. Like, I just love watching it drive. So I did the unboxing of it. I've been playing with it. I need to edit the unboxing now. But really, really fun to drive around with. They also have updated, and I didn't realize it, but their Jeep Wrangler now, they've got like with accessories on it and different, like more off-road tires and like a roof rack and light bar and, the ladder up the door and some cool stuff going on. And they've got that for $170 as well. I don't think the light bar works. I think you can probably add lights to it. I don't think it's functional, but it definitely gives that look of an off-road vehicle. Super cool. And they've got metal axles in them. The casing is plastic, but the internals are metal, which are pretty cool. They've got, a lot of stuff that's tucked in. They're not the easiest thing to work on, in my opinion. But they do use Phillips screws, and they look super scale. They've got a bunch of them now. I have the white and black Jeep Wrangler from back when they first came out. Now they've got them in like red and black and yellow and black. And now they've got this new green one that I'm talking about. Looks really sharp with like lime green with all the off-road accessories, which they've also got in silver as well. But the new tires look really good for them. So I'm really excited about that. and we're gonna probably be playing with our Mini Zs more, doing some little comps where it's 4 trucks that are definitely heavy stock trucks, like roadworthy trucks. But we're gonna take them on our course and try and comp them and have some fun. So the boys and I will be doing that and having a blast. What else are we doing? We have. I got a new charger. Genze sent me the D300 to review. So I've reviewed their other chargers in the past. The D200 is actually one of my favorite chargers. I use it all the time, especially for my non-G2 Spectrum batteries, which have to be charged on their charger because they don't have a balance plug, which I love about them, except that you have to use that charger. On the flip side, the charger itself can charge other batteries too, but I really like these Genze's chargers. And this new one adds something new that they're calling G-Tech. And what G-Tech is smart charging for Genze's batteries. And how do they do that? They have new batteries that have a special balance plug. Now, they can still be charged using a regular balance plug on a regular charger, the old-fashioned way. You put in, divide the milliamps by 1,000. That gives you your amperage that you want to charge at if you want to do a 1C charge, and then you set your LiPo, how many cells you have. So 3S LiPo at 5.0 amps for a 5,000 milliamp hour. Pretty simple. But these new ones, they have this little extra piece off it that has a little metal prong, and then there's a magnet or something on the charger that reads it. And it reads through that. So it can still be used in a regular. The form factor of the rest of the plug is normal, can charge and be plugged into a normal balance plug port on a regular charger. But on theirs, it's extra wide, so it has this extra port that will automatically charge it for you and stop it, do all that stuff. I love that kind of stuff. I'm a big fan of it. I love what they're doing with it. And it simplifies it for so many people. And, you plug it in, a few seconds, it starts charging. So that's it. It also has more watt power as well, so it can charge dual batteries at higher rates. And yeah, a couple of other nice features about it. Comes in white or black. Fantastic little chargers, dual chargers. It's what I take with me to competitions and all that because my race monster trucks have my LMTs all run the IC5 connectors, but all my other ones, my retros, my race trucks that run shorties and all that, those I have to charge on T-plugs and other things, and the adapters and everything that come with these Gen 8s. That's one of the best things. Comes with XT60 adapters to T-plug, EC3, EC5, and so for most batteries you would use nowadays, you've got the adapters in there, and so it's pretty cool. What else is happening? I got parts in for my Raminator. That's going to be on the fixing block this weekend if the weather's not great. If the weather's great, the boat gets delivered tomorrow, and we might be out fishing. So either we're going to fish this weekend, or I'm going to be fixing the Raminator as well as other things in the garage. Cleaned out the garage last weekend, got the parts in from Primal that I ordered, and I just have to swap them in and put it all back together. So it'll probably be an hour project or so to fix it all back up and get it all buttoned back up, but I will love being able to run it again. One of my favorite all-time RCs to just drive, just a blast. Be fixing up a few other things like the LMTs that I have. My bashers need a little bit of attention. And then, yeah, as things dry up, it's just still a little bit muddy now. We'll get the bar rebuild out and some other things that I love to run around and jump. But they're not things that I really want to get all muddy, so they're pretty clean right now, and I'd like to keep it that way. Just a little dust is fine with me. Dust on them is okay. Mud on them, don't want that to be on the bar rebuild. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I did get to drive a monster truck the other day for a video we're doing with where the King of RC plays a few stupid RC canes with a monster truck. That needs to be edited. And I'm way into the USTE video. It's been a beast of a project, fun beast of a project. Absolutely enjoying every minute of the edit process. And there's a lot of minutes into the edit process. There's so many interviews that I've had to go through and pull out my favorite parts, but then it's a big puzzle of arranging them to tell a story, as well as I'm going through B-roll, I'm finding other things that were just kind of natural gnat sounds of people talking. There's so many hours of footage that I'm just going through, and these things are not quick to put together, especially because I had my taxes right after coming back from USTE. Which was a very big project. I've tried to keep a few little things going for YouTube just to keep things alive as I'm working on this, but they have to be quick edits so I can spend a lot of my time doing this USTE video. And I'm really hoping to put in the time here and start wrapping it up by next week, mid next week, because I have some other projects for other people waiting in line that I've had to keep telling that I'm in the middle of a big project and I haven't had time to get to them. So yeah, it's super busy here. And today I actually took a break from the video to come up and clean up my studio area here more. It hasn't really been used for the winter, and I'm trying to clear it back up so that it'll be useful for me spring, summer, fall, when there's not snow on the steps and ice and all that to get out here. So I'm actually loving being up here. I'm up here doing this podcast right now. This is typically where I record it. And so the last one I came up last week and then did the live stream talking about the letter that I did receive from Traxxas. I did up here, and being up here made me realize that I want to be up here more. And so we're working toward that. RC question for you guys. Maybe you can answer this for me. What do you think? I'm trying not to buy every new RC that comes out. And I've been kind of been being fairly okay with that and doing pretty well. However, I didn't buy the Low CS XS, the side-by-side. But I'm really wanting it. I keep seeing it, and I can't decide. And one of our local tracks here asked, should we do a course or should we do a class for it? And I think they didn't realize how big it was, and it wouldn't work, I don't think, on their indoor course on the carpet very well. But it got me thinking about it again, like, man, I really think that is a sweet piece of RC right there, and I would love to have one and to run around on the little sand areas that we have back in the dunes back by the lake over here and all that would be really fun. But I don't know. It's, I see people running it and they absolutely love it. And so that's kind of where I'm torn. But I want to run them with other people. So I'm trying to figure out where other people will run them. Maybe at Horizon RC Fest, there'll be something with people running them. I don't know. I'd also like to get clear body panels and have my own kind of scheme done for it. Either that or have somebody make vinyl wraps that I could put over the stock ones. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you guys out there, do you have the side-by-side? People must have them. They're back ordered right now through Horizons. So, and I think a few local places here might have one or two. But I think other shops do have them. So I'm just kind of curious. What do you guys think? Is it something that I should keep looking at? Or should I not? And if not, why not? I mean, other than they're not cheap. I know that. But I love that platform that they're built on, the Tenacity stuff. I do like it. I don't know. I still have other Losis that I could get out and run. I have the Laser Nut, and I have what's the other buggy that they had? The 10. The Tenacity DB Pro. That was it. I still dig that thing. But yeah, and I guess maybe I just need to put more time in with those. But maybe you guys could convince me that I really need one. I'm kind of looking for a approval from you guys on it. Nah, I'm pretty convinced that I want one. I do love low-C vehicles. They're definitely one of my favorite platforms out there. So it's not a far stretch for me to want one. I really want like the Baja Ray and some of the other ones, but like the Super Baja Ray, but the battery trays are just not my favorite thing, even though I have the right batteries for it. And I have the 5T. I need to just work on getting that fixed up with the aftermarket pipe I have for it. I definitely lean more toward the side-by-side than I do for like the Hammer Ray. Even though I love the look of the Hammer Ray, I think I would lean more toward getting the side-by-side stylings than that. So, but I did wait. It wasn't immediate. Like there was part of me that wanted to just from USTE hit buy, because I think it was during USTE that it was announced. And I was just wanting to hit the buy now button, but I didn't, because I've been in this don't buy everything new that comes out mantra and mode that I'm trying to stick to it, but it's tough sometimes, especially with that, which I really want. But the price on it does help me say no for a little bit longer. Because at $600, that's at the upper range of what I would want to spend for a 3S vehicle. And I get where the pricing comes from with the cage and the kit and all that and the build of it. So it's not that I don't think it's worth it. I just think it makes me pause a bit more. Like, am I really going to use it enough to justify? Like, there's other things now with us being into fishing and things where I could spend that money. Like, I'm thinking about a trolling motor. So those kind of things help me kind of be like, is it? You know. And now that I'm doing this full time, like the YouTube money isn't play money anymore, like it was for a while, because I had another job and the YouTube money was literally just going straight back in. So it does go back in now, but it goes into like new parts and having stuff made or designed that I want to have turned into new products and stuff like that. And other things that I end up incurring costs on. That's kind of where it goes. So it's still in the hobby. It's just in a different way. So it's kind of tough. But anyway, that's probably next on my list if I buy something. Unless something new comes out. I feel like Arma's kind of not done anything crazy new recently. A lot because their products just are good and they work. As is, like I've got the Creightons and I love them. So Outcast, love it. But yeah, I'm just curious what's coming next. Might be down the pipeline, but that's definitely on my short list right now. If I were to get a new RC car, would be top of the list is the side-by-side by Losi. Well, if I had an unlimited budget, the top of my list would be the Primal RC Gravedigger. That's like top shelf for me. That's absolutely the coolest RC truck ever. So that's the top of my list. But in like the feasible, attainable is the side by side, because I already have a Primal RC. And while I think that the Gravedigger makes it just so much cooler, it's tough to store one of them. Storing two of them would be really hard. And I don't think I would want to beat on the Gravedigger one as much because it's so cool. It'd be tough. It'd be heartbreaking to thrash it too bad. Unless I had like a spare body or something for it. I don't know. But I'd probably just like drive it around to show off and like keep it that way. Try and keep it clean, put it in parades or something. I don't even know what I'd use it for, because otherwise I would just want to absolutely destroy it and have fun with it, which is what I'm already doing with my other Raminator. So, which is why it's on the bench right now in pieces. But I have a lot to work on. I've got a chassis that I'm working with somebody to design for the SCX24 platform. I've still got to even do tests on that. I just haven't had time because the video for USTE as well as the Traxxas stuff really set me back for a whole week of work too, because of just trying to get my site back online and get a hold of people and try and get all of that sorted for it to come back online. And so I'm laughing. I'm in good spirits about everything, loving the hobby. And we've been out bashing a few cars, and my buddy and I, like I said, we did the game with monster trucks. That was a fun RC versus real monster truck kind of a thing. And King of RC was a blast for that. So I got to edit that big video. But yeah, for right now, we're just playing with the little ones. Went to a couple of the comps since everything happened. I've been 2 Thursday nights, and I've been doing terrible, but having a good time anyway. That's what I love about it. It's just kind of a hangout, and people are getting really good, and I feel like mine are just not performing as well. I need to get back into it all and start working on stuff and changing some things, because I'm not happy with how my trucks are performing at the moment. They definitely need something. My favorite truck is just high centering on everything right now, so I need to look into what I want to change with that to address that problem. But it's really become problematic with it. Other than that, yeah, man, just having a good time. Looking forward to this nicer weather. Summer is one of the most beautiful times ever in Michigan, and man, did I miss it. I didn't even know how much I missed it the last 17 years. But the past 2 here have been just reminders of all of the great memories made as kids during the summer. And we're trying to really hone in on that with our kids and make sure that they have that same experience, because it was pretty miserable in the summer in Virginia Beach area. It was so hot and buggy and snake filled and kinds of other things. And we honestly don't mind the winter here. It does limit what I can do with RC, but we're out ice fishing and doing other things, sledding, and there's other fun to be had in the cold. And we're making the most of it and having a good time with it. So, but yes, for us as in the RC side of things, really looking forward to being back out with the Bashers, doing more with the track, trying to make it into something more this year. We've kind of, got started with it last year, and now we need to push it to another level and get some more dirt in and just start playing, just have more fun. So I can see some stuff that I want to do, and I need to find an area to do more with the monster trucks and where we can put that. But once I have that set up too, I think I'll really be dialing in with the monster trucks again, and go from there. Anyway, guys, it's about 30 minutes on this one. I hope you are having a good time with your RCs. Let me know, if I were to get a new RC, what one do you think I should get? Is the low C side-by-side on your list? And if not, what is at the top of the list? We'll catch you next time.